We are back again. It feels like I haven't been here in an absolute eternity. Aylesbury Duck's still doing well. Do you know what? I'd say it's probably close to 2 months since I was here last. And last time I was here it was all raining and horrible. Now the sun's shining. Lovely blue skies. Obviously it's February, so it's still a bit cold, but I just wish my finger was better. I've damaged my finger so I could actually do some work on it, but I'm going to have to wait, I'd say, about another 3 weeks, which is a shame. But anyway, the video today is going to be how much it's cost me so far, because quite a few people have asked, but I've got to get the video sort of done more urgently because unfortunately a viewer called Boozehound is suffering with terminal cancer, and he thought at the beginning of the project it would cost 20k to get it all done. So I said that I'd do an update for him. Just a few people have asked, but a bit more urgent now. So I thought I'd do an update probably about halfway through the project. So yeah, that's what this video is about. I'm going to add up absolutely everything, and I'm also going to add up how much the YouTube videos have earned me, and let's see if we're going to be in profit or loss. I would say we're probably going to be about break even is what I would say. But yeah, I'm wondering now if it will start, because the battery was very low last time. Good news is, as far as the hydraulic side of things is concerned, they haven't dropped at all. So I've still got full on, you can see there, the green thing there, and the green thing there. And there's no leaks, down on this side here, and also at the front here from the hydraulic pumps. So it looks like the O-rings did the trick. And underneath, there doesn't seem to be any fresh leaks near where the tyres and stuff are. So that's good. Both tyres are dry. Oh, my friend's back as well. Psh, 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 psh. Hello. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, you've grown, have you? I think you've grown. Hey? Look how playful you are. Go on, do a wheelie. Psh, psh, psh. Come on, come on. Good boy or girl, I'm not sure what you are. Huh? Look at you. Aren't you lovely? Now it's going to get a bit smoky here, so you might want to leave. There we go. And also, the wheel's really sunk at the back here, because it's been left for so long now. Look at the suspension, not the wheel, but the suspension's sunk. So right now, beforehand, I could actually sort of put my hand above the wheel. Now I can't. So if it does start, I'll be interested to see if it does actually rise up or not. So let me get the keys. Now, are we on back here? No. Oh, you're going to start. Here goes. Right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Cat's getting scared. Oh my god, it started. Cat's gone, cat's gone. Now, let's see if these go out. Oh no, before that, I want to see if it rises up at the back. Right, come on now. Are you going to rise? Yes, there it goes, there it goes! I can physically see it rising, look! Look at that! Amazing! Look at that, how much it rose up! Because that was touching. Results! Yes, so it does rise up at the back. Brilliant! Oh, I'm well happy with that. And my lights have gone out here now. Oh, that's so good. Well, I'll let that tick over for a little while because it hasn't been running a long time. I also need to give this thing a service to make sure like there's proper antifreeze and stuff in there, because I haven't topped it up, so I'm just relying on the previous owner having had antifreeze in it. Oh, it feels good to be back. It really does. Oh, I'm well happy that it started. So yeah, okay, let's work out the sums, and then we'll come back to the car again at the end of the video. Right, 1 minute on the figures. I've had it running for about 10 minutes now because I just wanted to get some heat in the engine and stuff, and it seems to be hunting a bit. Like it seems to be like boom, boom. I'm wondering, there you go, hear that? I think it's getting low on fuel. I think this car uses more on idle than my car does on the motorway. So yeah, I've put a tenner in it But to be fair, that was quite a few starts ago now, so I'm going to turn it off there. But yeah, good news on the brake side of things anyway. I won't bother pressing it loads of times, but yeah, really, really good. So I think I might try to get 20 or 30 pounds worth of fuel in it and see if it's still doing that hunting thing, but that will be another episode anyway. Right, now on to the figures. So I've been a busy bee, and here are the figures here. I've got them on an Excel spreadsheet so I can update them as I go along. Now, when I show you the figures, they don't really make for very good reading, but saying that, the project, I think, has had more positives than negatives. So not from a business point of view, but maybe from a social point of view. For example, I've spent more time with my dad, other people have visited the car, and then myself, the person visiting, and my dad will all have a cup of tea, a bit of a chit chat. That's a good thing. You know, that's a massive positive. Also, for me, I kind of look at a blue or yellow mat all day long and speak to a camera. For me to speak to somebody real is more interesting. And also for me, it's been a change from doing kind of like electronic things on the mat to go onto the car. In the summer, it was lovely. You know, the sun's shining, you're out there with just a t-shirt on, there's birds chirping in the background. It's nice. Things like that you can't put down on paper, but it's definitely a positive. Also, people viewing it religiously. About 15,000 people will view every single episode. And looking at the comments section, and when I did my Christmas video on the bread maker, a lot of people mentioned the car, even though the bread maker was nothing to do with the car. They were just, you know, wishing me a Merry Christmas, thanking me for the videos over the year, especially the car. So I definitely know there's a bit of a following on the car. And again, you can't put that on paper, but if it's giving somebody a bit of time out, they might be a bit stressed with life or their job, family, you know, a lot of things cause stress in life. If they can take 45 minutes out once a week and have a drink, maybe put their feet up, and if they get enjoyment from the video, well, that's a massive, massive positive. Way more than any monetary gain or loss. So yeah, the figures don't really do it justice, but I'm going to tell you the figures. So basically, this is what it's cost me. Not as bad as I thought. Overall, it's cost me £7,500. So £7,547.03. Now, what this doesn't include is things like electricity around my dad's house. Obviously, I don't pay storage either, and sometimes I take things out of the shed. I can't quantify that. If I break a drill bit, I don't replace the drill bit. My dad's quite chilled. He's not bothered with it now because, you see, he's retired. But anyway, first of all, it costs me £3,990 for the car. So you can see in May, that's why over £4,000 was spent. In June, this is when I was buying loads of stuff off eBay, so £1,200, £1,287, but it was money well spent. These things had probably been on eBay for maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, and of course people were happy to get rid of them, so I got a few best offers in there and stuff. There's not that many people in the UK doing this, so there wasn't really much competition, so these people were happy to sell to me. If I was to buy this stuff new, it would have been 10 times that price. Honestly, it would have been 12 grand. I was getting like door mirrors and rear lights for 80 or 90 pounds, while in reality they would cost hundreds and hundreds of pounds if you were buying them new. So yeah, that's that. These kind of figures here would be stuff maybe from Halfords, like filler, spray, angle grinding, discs and stuff like that. We got a big one here. I presume maybe that was possibly the month when I did, who knows, maybe that was when I welded up the panels maybe, or I've had some big bills with flying spares. So my flying spares bill is nearly £1,800. So that's what I've spent with them. So yeah, I'm not sure what made up that one there, but you know, like things like the brakes, the hydraulics, all that stuff, it all costs a lot of money. And yeah, you can see then another 367. Really, since November, I haven't really done much on it. The weather's turned now. Also, right now, I've damaged my finger, haven't I? So the finger's going to put me back for another few weeks at least, which is a shame. So overall, the car has only cost me £7,500, which is not too bad. Now, let's talk about what the car has made me, because I'm doing this as a project. Would I do this if it wasn't for YouTube? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have the time, but this allows me to do this and film the videos. So basically, right now, as of the 7th of February, I've done 33 parts, and this is what YouTube have said I've earned on each part. Now, they do say approximate figures, it's not exact, but you know what, it's going to be close enough. So you can see it started off very well. The intro was only a short video that made £288, Part 1, £581. It started off real strong. Unfortunately, it's kind of been dropping since then. Part 1, I think, is up to 80,000 views. And I know people say videos grow over time. Unfortunately, with these, no, not really now. They're kind of getting a handful of views each day, each of them. So they've kind of flatlined, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, this is what they've made. I'll go down here. You can see all the different parts going down, 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 down. And all together, the whole series so far, in total, from the very beginning up to the 7th of February, has made a grand total of £11,535. So the good news is, the videos are particularly high paying for the amount of views. So maybe mechanic type videos are well paid. They have made a fair bit of money. So obviously it's cost me £7,500 and I've made 11.5 thousand, so I'm definitely in profit, but unfortunately there's a few more things to add on to it. So I've got to drive to the Rolls, and HMRC give you 45p per mile. Now, I don't know if I'm spending 45p per mile, but that's what the government say is a fair price to allow for wear and tear on the car and tyres and stuff like that. So that's where I've got that figure from. So approximately 250 miles at 45p is £112.50. So that needs to come off the total as well. Also, it doesn't include tools purchase like the welder and the breaker bar. So I included them because I bought the welder and stuff like that for this project. If it wasn't for the project, I wouldn't have bought the welder. If it wasn't for the project, I wouldn't have bought a breaker bar. If it wasn't for the project, I wouldn't have bought other things as well, like, for example, the spade terminals. Am I going to use the whole box of spade terminals on the car? Hopefully not. Am I going to use the whole box off the nuts and bolts on the car? No. Am I going to use every bit of the life of the welder on the car? Fingers crossed, no. I mean, I might do, but the welder will hopefully live on after the car. So in reality, I might only have used 10 or 20% of the welder's life on it. So really, you should be doing 10 or 20% off the cost. But the way I look at it is, I bought the welder for the car. I'm not a mechanic. The welder will probably not get used much afterwards. So yeah, I have included that, but all those things there would only account, because the welder was only about 120 or 130 pound anyway, all those things would be less than 200 pound anyway. So you can see it doesn't affect the profit too much. So the profit overall is £3,876. So that's good. At least we are in profit with the project. But I've got some massive bills around the corner. I have got tyres. The tyres are going to cost me £1,000. I need to get them any day now because I'm going to be getting the car MOT'd very shortly. I found somebody to do the welding. I'm not sure how much that's going to cost because we need to weld that big suspension cup underneath, you know, the thing that looks disastrous. So there's going to be some big bills around the corner. Also, the respray is going to be very expensive. So although I've only spent £7,500 now, the bill's going to be a lot higher by the time the car's finished. I'm hoping that the car will be finished by, I'm thinking, the summertime. I would like to have it done by the end of the summer, because as the weather warms up I can really get going on it again, and it would be lovely to have it on the road by the end of the summer. That's what I would like. So I think the total project, we will be in profit. I think the total bill here will probably be about £11,000 or £12,000 is what I'm thinking, but I don't really know until I get the MOT done to see, you know, how disastrous some of the stuff is. So now, although you think, wow, Vince, that's really good, you know, like £3,000 profit, this is what YouTube pay me. I then have to pay my taxes on all of this. But what is not accounted for is the days involved in filming and editing, my time. So I've spent a huge amount of time on this car, like honestly, a ridiculous amount of time. I've estimated it that it's going to be about 86 days. And out of those 86 days, I do long hours. I'm not like when I was with BT, where we used to do like 7.5-hour days or whatever it was. I normally work for about 12 hours a day. So if you were to do that divided by 86, then I'm only earning on it £45 a day, which is not good, but it will grow. So obviously that will grow over time. Maybe in 3 or 4 years' time, it will still get £20, £30, £40 a month. So you can see over time that the project may make it worthwhile. So, but obviously I enjoy this. So it only actually works out as £3.76 per hour, which is kind of laughable because £3.76 per hour is way under minimum wage. But the thing with YouTube is sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Now, one thing I haven't accounted for, and I'm sure people are going to comment on, is the car itself. Obviously, the car still has a value there. So when I'm all done and dusted, I will be left with, hopefully, a car with an MOT. The thing is, at this moment in time, that car is only going to be worth about £1,000 or £1,500 because there's no MOT on it and there is no wrap. So it looks much worse than when I bought it. But when it's all finished, I just don't know what the car's going to be worth, because you see, the fact that I've done the work myself will put off 99% of the people. But that 1% might actually want to pay more for it because it's had videos on it. So I suppose it depends on what happens in the car's future life. If I can get it on some road trips, visit some other YouTubers and stuff, the car itself might have a bit of character, which might push up the value. But realistically, I think by the time I put new tyres on it, got a respray and an MOT, I think I'll be lucky to get the £4,000 that I paid for it. I think, you know, my initial brief has been here. I wanted a car with lots of faults and I've certainly got that. So there's only one more thing to do on this video. So as promised, Booze Hound, you will be added on the dashboard. Apologies, I can't write properly because my finger... No, that's not going to come up very good there. Let's do it here. Booze. There we go. Nice. So that is it for this video. Hopefully you found it interesting, how much it costs so far, and the little update about the suspension coming up at the back. How nice was that? I love that. And the fact that the reservoirs look to be full and it doesn't seem to be any new leaks anyway. It looks dry enough underneath. So yeah, getting there bit by bit. So what we have to do now is I need to start putting everything back together. And I need to start thinking about getting this for an MOT so we can get a nice list of things to work on. And then, you see, once we get on the road, it's not finished then. Things like, does the cruise control work? And from memory, the fuel gauge, where was the fuel gauge here? Yeah, here, the fuel gauge from memory was bouncing all over the place. So yeah, all things like that will hopefully make interesting videos in the future. So the car that keeps on giving has got plenty more to give. I'm so pleased it started up so easy, and considering it's been left for so long, I was expecting things to be a lot worse, and luckily nothing cracked in there. I need to get some antifreeze now. Another episode needs to be servicing this thing, so we need to buy 8 spark plugs, oil. I've already got an oil, I've already got the air filter, that's already been changed, but oil filter and stuff like that. So yeah, plenty to get on with. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, give it a massive thumbs up, and I will see you hopefully very soon. Thank you so much for watching.